Hey, so I want to follow up from last week. I talked about the septic where I believe I found a problem, and I had a service company come out and take a look. And thankfully, there was no issue with the septic system. It was working as intended. And I even got the septic tank pumped. And so I'm not due for next pumping until about 2 years from now. So that's been resolved. What I have pulled up here is a photo, one of many photos that I took from when I had flooding in the basement when heavy snowfall came in and started melting, and rain also came in like later in the evening over a couple of days. And so there was a lot of water, and also due to improper drainage with some of the downspouts, it was pointing towards the house, and I couldn't really readjust to where I could get all of the downspouts without looking bad that were not draining correctly to drain away from the house. And so I also had a gutter company come out and just take a look about, see what it would take to really repair all the issues that I had. And if I wanted like the gutter guards on it, I'm looking like about just under $4,000. And I'm like, that's pretty tough. A tough thing to pull off when, I don't have the money available right away to do a nice job, a full job. And that's what I really want. And so I'm looking at, what do I do? I got to have something done on the gutter downspouts, maybe not a complete 100%, job that I really wanted, or I just wait until I have the money. But the bigger issue was the foundation. And so even if I have some of the downspouts adjusted, I still have water coming in because of the way of the landscaping, just the way the water pools into some areas, and it'll just sit and collect. And that was what gets down to the foundation. So anyway, this is when I was pumping water out of the basement. And in this first bucket, I have an ESP, that's the electric submersible pump. And just before the bucket, I have a stream of water. It's hard to see in the picture. It's coming through a pin-sized hole in the mortar. And that's what I was really going up against with the flooding. That was causing most of the flooding in the basement. This is actually one of the few places, but this is the strongest stream of water coming through. We'll have the second bucket. Further to the right, there was a much thinner and weaker stream of water coming to the bucket. And so there was another area or two in the basement where there's water coming through just straight through the concrete foundation. So that's a not good at all. And I'm just pumping water, over hours at a time, just trying to figure out what am I going to do. And so earlier today, I had a basement ceiling company, like a waterproofing company, come out and take a look and gave me two options. I can either have a job done to where they put some things in to make the water drain a certain direction and have it pumped out with a sump pump, or I have an excavation job done on the outside. Well, this is recommended, and I have about 6 to 8 feet of soil dug deep down in the foundation, and have something of like a protective barrier put in place so that no water gets into the foundation whatsoever. The water would be caught with this barrier, and it would just go straight out through a pump, not a pump, a pipe that would go through, be installed underneath, and it would go out further away from the house, much further away. And so that's another challenge is, that's about $5,000. That's not even including some of other potential costs and issues with just trying to configure it so there's no issues with whatever's already underneath the ground. And I mean, that's just a big challenge. And, I took the risk here because I did receive in a seller's disclosure, but prior to buying the house, that there was water coming through the foundation or coming to the basement after heavy rains. But I did my due diligence fully to really ask how much water was coming through, where was it coming from. I was swamped with everything else with trying to buy, my first home. And, I had a home inspector, but and I asked about the foundation for both, and he said they were fine. And I really should have brought up that, hey, in the seller's disclosure, this is what I saw. If you take a closer look. So that's, something that I should have done before I got the house. And, I'm paying the price, literally. So I got to figure out what am I going to do to really make sure that I have this problem resolved. I got to either cough up the 5K and just get this done right away, or I keep doing what I'm doing as you see in the picture here, just keep pumping water when, heavy rains come, and heaven forbid that happens when I'm gone at work, which could happen. or I do the other option with a sump pump. And so that wouldn't guarantee water not coming in through the foundation. It still would be, it would just be drained out in a different direction. And so I don't have an answer right now, but I figured out something. So this is the latest update. My week, basically past couple of weeks here, living here in the cottage. And y'all take care. I'll be in touch.